Today I'm going to be teaching everyone how to make a proper, genuine Vegemite on toast, bro. Vegemite on toast. One thing I just want to say now, I see lots of videos of people that aren't Australian trying Vegemite for the first time. And they don't like it because they're not having it right, bro. They're not having it right. This is what they do. They get a teaspoon, right? They get a teaspoon. They get a jar of Vegemite. Open it up, crack it open. And then they get a big teaspoon. This is for educational purposes only. Don't try this at home or you might feel sick. Alright? I'm going to do what everyone else does because I've never done this myself. This is what they do. Mind you, this is an Australian doing it, not some person not from Australia. So, I've known Vegemite for a very long time. You know what I mean? And, yeah, let's try it. So this is what you're not meant to do, bro. This is not... You're meant to put Vegemite on toast. You're not meant to do this. But I'm going to do it for educational purposes only. Don't try this at home if you don't want to feel sick. That's rough. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. You don't do that, chat. Don't do that. Don't do that for your own sake. Don't do that. That's where people go wrong. They do that when they try Vegemite. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to spread it on toast, okay? I'll never do that for the rest of my life. Probably. Okay. So that's what you don't do with Vegemite, and that's why it tastes very bad. As an Australian, I would never do. I would not want to do that again. You're meant to spread it on toast, people. It's a spread. We're gonna make Vegemite on toast, bro, the proper way. All you need, some bread. You know, I'm using white bread. You could use whatever you want. Just some bread, bro. You know, that you put in the toaster. We got some butter. We're not using no margarine. We're not using no... here in Australia, they just call it spread. We're not using that. We're using a butter. And, of course, you need a toaster. Got a toaster right here. Toaster. Okay, let's get started, people. Let's get started. I'm not really trying to have a bunch of carbohydrates and stuff like that. I'm not that hungry, so I'm just going to make one for this tutorial. Do you just put it there? Is it on, chat? I turned the power on. How do you use it? I don't know how long you toast it for. You pull the lever? Okay, I'm pretty sure the 3 means 3 minutes. How do you get it out, chat? Do you just like pull it out? No, you're not meant to. How does it open? How does it open? Do I gotta get a fork? Is it because I'm using a knife? I gotta get a fork to like... Because yeah, it's gonna be hard with a knife. If I get a fork, I can like get it better. Alright. No, you wait until it pops up. Oh, okay. Okay. Appreciate Maui. I would have probably got it out with a fork. I think it's toasting well. Bro's trying to electrocute myself? Is that what would happen if I did that? Alright. Now we wait for it to toast. What if I want to like pull it out earlier? Before it automatically like opens? Can I use a fork then or no? Chat. Or could I just grab the toaster? And like, you know what I mean? Like grab it, go like that, and then it'll fall out. Turn the knob back. Is there a cancel button? Let me look. Oh crap! I almost dropped the plate. Okay, hold on. Let's lock in real quick. It does have a cancel button. There's a cancel button. There's a cancel button. I don't want the toast to turn black and like, just like bad, bro. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. That's very hot, chat. That's very hot. Alright. Things are looking good, chat. Let's get this butter ready. Ooh, this is a brand new one. This butter has not been touched. Look at that. That's butter right there. Oh, crap! It jumped! Holy moly. Okay. Have you never made toast before? You're asking too many questions, Maui. You're asking too many questions. No need to question the professional here, okay, guys? Now, what you want to do, guys, is... Trying to get a better angle. We got the toast right here. So first thing you want to do to make a proper Vegemite on toast, you don't have to, but I like using butter. I like having some butter on the toast just for the extra flavor. Butter knife, butter, just... Butter up the toast. I gotta get a bit more on that. Oh, that's a good one. And since it's toasty... Oh crap, I almost dropped it. Since it's toasty, it'll spread good on the toast because it's gonna melt the butter. It's gonna melt the butter. Chat, I am a professional toast butterer, by the way, if you can't tell by my skills. I've been there and done that in the world of buttering toast, okay? I will need to get another spoon for the Vegemite because here in Schmeg's Kitchen, we don't cross-contaminate the ingredients, chat. Don't do that. Have some decency, people. Have some decency. That's looking beautiful. That's looking beautiful. Bang. Bang! Another butter knife. But today it's going to be a Vegemite knife. Vegemite. This is when you got to really pay attention, people. This is when you got to really pay attention. You don't put too much Vegemite on your Vegemite and toast, or it's going to taste bad. So you just do a nice layer. This is the correct layer. I mean correct amount. Bang. Not too much. You just need enough. That's what it's all about. Enough. Just enough. Not too much, people. You want to even you want an even spread on your toast, chap. That is looking like perfection to me, bro. This is probably the best Vegemite on toast I've ever made in my life. That's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes, chat. That's all it takes. Beautiful, beautiful. Now that is art, if I've ever seen it. Alright. The moment of truth. Does it taste like a good Vegemite on toast? That's what really matters here. Not just the looks. It's not all about the looks, bro. The looks, you know, the looks do play a part, but at the end of the day, it's not all about the looks. Something might look really nice, but when you get to know it, when you have a bite of the Vegemite on toast or like other things in life, it might just not be it. It might just not be it. Maybe looks is all that they got. all it has, but you gotta really get to know it or taste it. Vegemite on toast, I feel like that's a good amount. Some people might even go a bit lighter on the Vegemite. She makes first time making toast. Let's continue. Look at that. So this is probably max you would want on a proper Australian Vegemite on toast. Got the butter on it, even spread, even spreadage, you know, even spreadage. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Okay, some people might even go a bit lighter. If you go a bit lighter, I don't blame you. But this is probably, you wouldn't want any more than this amount of Vegemite on your toast. Says you aren't supposed to put too much. No, this is the max amount. Maybe if you're feeling a little bit more patriotic, a little bit more Australian, this is probably the max. But less, sometimes it can be more for certain people. But if you've got strong taste buds, this is the max. I mean, this is going to be fine. So let's take a bite, people. Let's take a bite. This is how you make a proper Vegemite on toast. By tutorial by an Australian. Okay, let's go. First thing that hits me is the Vegemite. Second thing that hits me is the Vegemite. It tastes like Vegemite, okay? I can taste a bit of butter. One thing is, you know, at the start of this tutorial, I showed you what not to do. I had a whole spoonful of Vegemite by itself. That Vegemite is still lingering and the flavor is still lingering in my mouth. So it probably is making a slight impact to the taste of this one because I already have pre-existing Vegemite in my taste buds, okay? But if I didn't do that, it'll probably, the flavor of Vegemite will probably be less. But one thing about Vegemite, it's pretty salty. It's pretty salty, bro. So yeah, this is the max amount. I don't recommend doing any more than this. To be honest, I went a bit heavy with the Vegemite. But if you do go lighter, it'll probably be more enjoyable for, you know, most people. Because Vegemite it does have a strong flavor, so that's why you don't use much. And it's salty. That's one thing about it. Yeah. This is probably the max amount. Don't go any more than this, chat. Don't go any more than this. And if you do go more than this and you still enjoy it, and you're not Australian, the government should be giving you a bloody Australian citizenship there, then and there. If you have more than this on your toast and you still like the taste, you should get an Australian citizenship from that. I don't personally drink it, but lots of Australians, you know, it's a big part of Australian culture, and it's drinking beer. Vegemite is actually made from the byproduct of brewery, like the manufacturing of beer, because it's made from the leftover yeast. Like from the breweries, when they make beer, it's made from leftover yeast. So that's one way they figured out to, you know, waste less, you know, ingredients and stuff like that in Australia, and they started making Vegemite. One thing I had in my old primary school, you know, I guess the equivalent in other places, elementary, they call it elementary, but here in primary school, in the mornings, before school started, for the kids that didn't have like breakfast at home and stuff, they would make, the canteen ladies would make Vegemite and toast for all the kids in the morning. So if you didn't have, or even if you did have breakfast at home, you could still get Vegemite and toast, and that's what they would give out. I don't know if my old school still does that, but that's what they used to do when I was there. They would just make Vegemite and toast. You know, I would usually just get like one toast or two. Bro, there was always those fat kids. I mean, they weren't always fat, but you know when I'm saying fat, I mean greedy. And they would just have like I'll go, because they have it on a little cart with toast, Vegemite. And then I pull up and I'm like, oh no, there's none left. And then I see some big chungus, right? And this guy's got like three to four slices of Vegemite and toast in his hand. Are you serious? That is how you make Vegemite on toast, people. That is the correct way to make Vegemite on toast. Only other difference you could do that is still fine is just not using butter if you don't want. And yeah, bro, that's how you do it. That's the correct way to have Vegemite on toast and the correct way to have Vegemite. You don't eat Vegemite alone unless you're mentally ill, right? Or you got some other issue that's going on that people don't know about. But yeah, bro, that's how you do it. And yeah, how to make Vegemite on toast. That's how you do it.